Hello, welcome to Ellen Global channel. It's nice having you on the channel this time around, and I want to appeal to you. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that so that you can encourage us. If you have burning questions, drop it at the comment section. We'll respond to it immediately. Like, and then you can as well share this video to as many as possible who are in dear need of this video. Today I want to give you some tips that at the end of these tips you will now understand why you're not making money in your business. Remember, I'm a water consultant, and most of my videos, most of my content has always been on the production sector, especially the water factory. So if I'm biased or I use water factory as a case study in this regard, please understand with me. But you can as well listen attentively, watch, and as well apply to which other sector you're working when it has to do with production, when it has to do with human being, and the use of resources and material. Like I say, I will give you tips. I have up to like 15 tips, but let's see how far the time can take us. Now, the reason why you're not making money in your water factory or your production sector is, number one of it, you don't have a structure, nor do you have a system in place. Now, before you start this business, you're expected to have a structure and you're expected to have a system. You need an environment that when workers, your staffs clock in, they should know what next to do. For example, your production guys clock in, your driver clock in daily, and then your cleaners, your security, and everyone clock in. The driver should understand that he needs to go and check his vehicle, ensure that there's water in the radiator, ensure that there's enough oil, ensure that the vehicle was cleaned or washed previously. If it wasn't, he should do that. And then the production guys should understand that they should start production because there are materials for such. Those are the structures and the system, and they should have who they report to when it has to do with after sales, the money. When the cash comes, where should the cash go to? It should go to the account office, or it should go to the cashier's office, where the money will be counted and everything balanced. Everything balanced. The one sent to the company account is being verified, being confirmed, and that settles. So there should be a structure in place, and there should be a system in place. Your system could be manual. You have a book and they write it down, and then later you transfer it to the computer electronically. So those are the structures and the system I'm talking about. Number two, you need to be proactive. You need to be proactive. What do I mean? Let me talk to managers on this regard, or if you're in charge of a production sector or a factory that has to do with production, you need to be proactive. Proactive in the sense that eventualities are bound to happen. Bad events, bad situations are bound to happen in that work environment. For example, let me use this analogy. There was a factory I went to, and the owner of the factory has been complaining that the vertical pump, if you look at all this surface pump, including the submersible pump, you discover that the vertical pump is more expensive than every other pump in the water factory. And this vertical pump is always standing with your reverse osmosis, your RO. So because of that, those pump, I think the least you can see actually is probably 3 horsepower, 4 horsepower, depending on how many tons of water per hour that is coming out of the RO. So this man has been complaining that day in, day out, they've been recoiling the coil of this vertical pump. And I say, what came to my mind is that I mean, it has happened the first time, the second time, and there was nobody, no manager, no management that is putting on the thinking cap and saying, how can this be prevented or be avoided from happening again? And then I told them that it's either the person sending water across the arrow always forget that the pre-treated tank water inside has finished. Because when there's no water in the pre-treated tank, your arrow keep working, and the vertical pump will keep working until when it becomes heated up, and then before you know, the coil will get burnt. Or when you are in an environment where the current sometimes fluctuates, the voltage fluctuates. When the voltage is very low and you do not remember that your arrow is on, then the vertical pump will just be making some and before you know, the coil will get burnt. And because of that, you have to start recoiling. And you end up spending money, more expenses upon expenses. So what I told them is that get a first control. If it's failure of phase, it will take care of it. But that is just taking care of 50% of the problem. There are other things that I need to do. The same thing with your vehicle. You should know that the vehicle do not have a tire. It shouldn't go out with plenty load. With much, in fact, you need to change it. Because one, if you don't change the tire to either the spare or getting a new tire, as soon as the vehicle is going out for distribution, it will break down, probably on the road. And far from your factory, you need to start looking for a mechanic over there to fix it, and you spend more. So to avoid expenses, higher expenses, accumulated expenses, making it large, you need to be proactive. That is the only way you will reduce your expenses, and then you'll be on top of the game. Number 3, when you don't have a daily reporting system, when you don't report production, when you don't report sales, when you don't report credits, the customer that are owing credit, when you don't also report the money, the cash that has come in, you don't report the cash, the money that was transferred to the company account for confirmation, you now discover that the members, the chairman of the company is not even aware of what is happening. He cannot even question, he cannot ask, and then he cannot even have his own input because no daily reports. No matter how your chairman, no matter how your MD is very busy, as workers in such kind of company, manage or management, there should be a platform. There should be a social platform where reporting is being sent. It could be, you could even email it to him or her daily, so that he could peruse, go through it, and then send back his feedback, ask questions. Why is this? Why is that? But at the end of the day, you kept the owner of the company in the dark. And then he keeps pumping in money, because sometimes I keep wondering, where do you get the money from? You keep pumping in money and you're not seeing the money. So these are the mistakes that you're doing, that you're not having your return, you're not making profit. Rather, there is always a loss because the reporting system is faulty. In fact, no reporting system. It is when there is a reporting system we say that the reporting system is faulty. No reporting system. That is to say that everyone does whatever you want to do in such kind of company. Number 4 of it, too much credit outside. I pity most factory owners. You will see that the driver is telling you that my customer is owing certain amount of money, but when you investigate, you discover that the actual customer that is owing this money is a driver. So now you have a ghost customer, a customer that did not exist, but the money was actually used by the driver. So when you have too much credit outside, now you will discover that let me ask you this question. When you have too much credit outside, where will you source money to buy more raw material for production? Where will you have money to take care of your daily expenses? There won't be money. So you need to be shy and you need to speak out that they shouldn't be credit out. Another question I will ask is that when you are going to buy raw material, the person you're buying for, will it give you on credit? Definitely will not give you on credit. So why allowing credits, much credit, into thousands, into millions, into billions outside, and you are hoping that a day the person will pay? And in what scenario, debt will actually occur to everybody. What of whoever that owns you millions, billions is gone? what happens? Your money too is gone. So we need to try as much as possible to make our customer understand that it is when you pay your money, then it empowers you or me to make more productions. But if you start on the wrong note, the right drivers are telling you that you need to give them credit, otherwise they'll not buy for you. They should not buy for you. It's your product, it's your material, let it be there. It will not spoil. That is the only way you can make head on, because as soon as the material got finished, they'll start calling your boss, MD, send money for material. Where will you go and send the money for material from? Are you plugging the money? Do you have oceans that when you dip your bucket you fetch enough money and then you send for material for continual production and continual sales? Of course not. In fact, you're not even training your workers because they know that you are not seeing the money, but it will baffle them that you keep sending money for material. So if you really want to make profit, make your workers, everyone in the company should understand that when there's credit out there, you will not go out of your limits to get money for more production. Number five, when there are multiple and unremitted bank accounts. Multiple and unremitted bank account. What do I mean by that? Now, when you have a company, you have an account open with any of the bank, and every financial transactions, money coming into the factory is expected to be sent to that company account. But you know what happened behind the scene? Manager will send his personal account number to customers. Driver is allowed to do that because as soon as driver takes your product out, it's liable to anything that happens to the product. He will pay, and that is why you have a guarantor. If he doesn't pay, his guarantor will pay. But in a situation where cashier, accountant, or manager sent his account number to customer, pay this money to my account, then I will remit to the company. Far is very wrong. Do not allow that. When such thing happens, the same manager who has the power, the same cashier who can manipulate things, the same accountant who can manipulate things, we know what to do, that money will not be remitted into the company account, and you, the owner of the company, you will not know. So to avoid such, give a direct instruction, no fear, no favor, all money, all transaction should go to the company account. If for any reason a customer complains to you that I send money to the cashier, that I send money to the accountant, that I send money to the manager without your consent or you being aware, you should know that something is fishy. There's already a loophole, there's already a hole, that there's already a rat, snakes that is actually swallowing your money. So be warned, if you want to make profits, you want to stay in business, do not allow what? Multiple unremitted accounts. The number 6, low standard of products. Low standard of products. You want to make money, you want to sell, you want to keep your customers, what you should do or what you need to work on is your products. In fact, from day one, right from the assembling of the factory, right from the setting of the factory, right from drawing the plan of the factory, your quality begins in that place. When you have a factory that cannot be approved by agency that approve such companies, then you should know that something is wrong. You might end up not having a good quality product in the market. So therefore, so you ensure from the beginning that everything is set, your machines that you're buying are of good standard, the material you're buying are of good standard, well tested, and then those that are doing the production, they should ensure that they abide with standard operating procedure, SOP. With that, you have a quality product that you can favorably compete in the market, and then you have your returns. You have your money keep pumping into your accounts, and then you can have more. You can dip your hand, pick from it, and buy more material, and then continue production. With that, you will not have headache that customer will not buy from me. Some customer will say, is it not common water? Is it not common pure water? Is it not common bottled water? It is common, but the process you use to make it treated, it's not common. It is quite expensive. So you need to sell at a good price because you have a good quality of product that you are giving to the to the public, to the market. Thank you so much. If this is my video, I have more tips to give you, but the next we'll continue with more tips in our next video. If this video has been helpful, please do the needful and be rest assured that I will also see you in my next video. Thank you so much and God bless you.